Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near a forest. She was loved by everyone, especially her grandmother, who gave her a beautiful red hooded cape. The girl wore it so often that everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother said, "Grandmother is feeling sick. Please take this basket of food and medicine to her house. But be careful, stay on the path, and don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood promised to be good and set off through the woods. As she walked, a wolf appeared. He looked friendly and asked, "Where are you going, little girl?" Not knowing he was dangerous, she replied, "I'm going to my grandmother's house with this basket." The wolf smiled and said, "Why don't you pick some flowers? Your grandmother would love them." Thinking it was a nice idea, Little Red Riding Hood wandered off the path to gather flowers. Meanwhile, the wolf ran ahead to the grandmother's house. When he arrived, he knocked on the door. "Who's there?" asked the grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said, disguising his voice. The grandmother told him to come in, and as soon as he entered, the wolf gobbled her up in one big bite. Then, he dressed in her nightgown and waited for the girl. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived, she knocked on the door. "Come in," said the wolf in a soft voice. She entered and saw her grandmother in bed, but something seemed strange. "Grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with," replied the wolf. "And what big eyes you have," she added. "All the better to see you with," said the wolf. "And what big teeth you have," she exclaimed. "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, jumping out of bed. Little Red Riding Hood screamed, and just in time, a nearby woodcutter heard her. He rushed in with his axe and chased the wolf away, or, in some versions, killed him. The woodcutter then cut open the wolf's belly, and out came the grandmother, safe and sound, in the happier versions of the tale. From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood never strayed from the path again and learned to be cautious of strangers.